On that line, on the goal line, off this line, this line, let's score line, let's score line.
Lit.
60-6. We ain't a whole lot from us to talk about the last game of the season. Although I did have some messages back and forth with Nigeria. He was a little mad that they were out of the game near the end. But Champ came into town. That first time you played a Loudon school?
Since I've been here, yep.
Yeah. When Champ came in, they made the jump to 6A, made the playoffs, came in here. Take me through a little bit. What did you see from them before you played them?
Shoot, ironically, I heard their coach speak at a clinic, you know what I mean? So I had a lot of respect for what, he does. And, you know what I mean? I heard him, matter of fact, I probably heard him speak twice. So I told my kids all week, I felt like that was the first time in a couple weeks we were going to see football, schematics, stuff like that, where, a couple of teams we played up to that didn't have a lot of schematics. They may have some good athletes, but so I was a little worried about, the challenge of them coming out with a scheme on both sides of the ball and now us having to get back into the flow of doing some things technically that we hadn't had to do over the last couple of weeks. Just fundamental and technique stuff that the other teams that we played didn't propose those challenges, and these guys did. Then they got, the receiver that's all going to ECU, and he had came back for his Freedom South. Right? So like you said, we knew they was gonna get after it, and it was gonna be tough and hard nosed. Honestly, of course I go into every game wanting to win. I didn't think, we get out on them as we did, but the guys played well, especially, defensively.
Yeah.
They answered the bell cow, so that, that helps.
Now, early in the game, they made the switch and put Tyler Nine at quarterback. When that happened, what were you thinking then?
I thought they shot their shot a little too early.
But,
I know he's their best athlete with the ball in his hands, but I think they felt the pressure after us scoring back to back, trying to get spark something.
Yeah.
And again, they showed it a little early, so gave us a chance to adjust to it. We hadn't had that on film. Again, luckily we got a senior group, so it wasn't hard to adjust to it. It's again, great game plan on their part, just a little too early. And I think one time where he could have got away, he didn't. We caught him.
Nigeria had caught him.
Yeah, we caught him. So, I think it worked for what they were trying to do, spark something. It was different, but, luckily we was able to bat down the hatches and bend but don't break until we figured it out. And then after that, we handled it pretty easily.
Look, Amari in that game, he had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. 2 receiving, both of them. There wasn't a chance he was going to score on both those easily. The third, he picked it off and took it back. We talk about him a lot, but he continues to get better and better. But if there's a scout in the crowd and they leave here without offering him after that, they need to be fired.
Again, it's not a diss because I'm a Virginia dude all the way. I love our state and football from here to 7-by-7. I got people, but Amari is the best receiver there is in the state right now in any class. That's just a fact. I mean, he's, athletic. He can run past you. He can jump over you. And the separating thing is he's good with the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, then he turn around and play corner and get a pick and run it back.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, the challenges he proposed, and we can hit rewind, me and you, brother, all the way back. I told you. You said nobody is going to cover him one-on-one. And people proceed to continue to cover him one-on-one. The crazy thing about it is this. Quest missed him 2 other times.
I know.
And, you know, I was on Quest because I feel like he the best. Like, oh, you can't miss that. Like, that's, give me money. And, again, people, for whatever reason, think that they're going to, if they think about those type of receivers, it only take once.
Yeah.
It only take once, and now you down, you know what I mean? Like, you working to get your points, and then that's one explosive play.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's crazy. And it's crazy. And we just talked about this the other day and yesterday in the barbershop where we first shot at. And we were talking about Georgia and Oklahoma and all the good teams, Alabama and Clemson. At the end of the matter, the thing that's separating those top teams is they got elite playmakers on the outside.
Right.
As good as Clemson is, they got Higgins and the other guy, Ross. They can score anytime.
Yeah.
They don't have to have a drive be perfect.
Right.
Jerry Jeudy, Ruggs, all those dudes Alabama got.
Yeah.
They don't have to be perfect. One play and you're good. Georgia doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Everything got to go according to schedule, or they got to generate a big play with some type of scheme or something like that. And same thing with Ohio State.
Yeah.
They got people, elite playmakers on the outside. Penn State this week and last week. Take away number one, the handler kid in the middle.
Yeah.
Now they don't have as many explosive plays. So, you know, we're blessed that we're pretty explosive on the outside with all 4 of our guys.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's an injustice if Mari getting single coverage and we don't take advantage of it. I mean, we have to. And, you know, some coaches may be willing to live with that. And that's their prerogative and their game plan. I totally get it. But it's one of those things that we get single coverage, that corner gonna earn his money that night. He gonna earn it.
But then the confidence that he's playing with right now too, you can see it all over. It's totally different from even the beginning of the season. It's totally different. But like you were just talking about though, they made a switch later on in the game. They kind of tried to bracket him a little bit. And when you did, there comes Jason moving down the field. And this was trouble. And
like you said, it's just football.
Yeah.
And again, regardless of the score, I talked to you about this after we played Colonial Forge. The football stuff, you like that as a coach. So you see, regardless of the score, John Champ, okay, they say, okay, they're doing this, let's adjust. So now they say, okay, now I got to do something a little different.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what you love about coaching. You know what I mean? Regardless of the score, that's football.
Yeah.
And you appreciate that more no matter what. So like you said, they tried to adjust, and then they were caught in the conundrum. Think about this. You playing coverage with 5 people in the box.
Yeah.
I got 3 probably D1 linemen, maybe even 4. I mean, offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And a running back. And now JT got 13 carries for 150 yards. And that's because you're covering everybody.
Right.
So it's football. So you got to decide, are we going to cover all these dudes, or are we going to let this be a slow death?
Yeah.
You know, and just let us, like you said last week, 6 carries, 121 yards because you covering.
Yeah.
And you can't commit the people to the box. So football, man, you know, and that's the issue every week that we feel like we propose to everybody. Just like other offenses feel like they, you know what I mean? So we feel like you got to either stop us running, or you're going to have to cover us up all the way around the board passing. And like you said, it's not just one guy. We got one guy that's special, and Jason is special in his own right. Mm-hmm. Hamlin is very good in his own right. He's 6'4". He's killing. You can't just overlook him.
No.
And then, like you said, Najee is our, here you go, make a play guy, consistently moving the chains for us. You know, you got your 2 explosive cats, 3, because Hamlin's been that. And then Najee is the one who's kind of steadily moving the chains with 6 yards here, 5 yards there, 7 yards here. And like you said, the thing that I think is overlooked with them, they do such a good job blocking. Look at all those big plays. You see one of them pushing, throwing somebody out, and then they come and say, you see my block? So you appreciate that as a coach, and that's a testament to Coach Cody and Tony. You know, they've been doing a good job this year working with those guys on blocking. Like you said, perimeter blocking turns 18, 20-yard plays into touchdowns.
Well, you come out in the second half, and, you know, you think a Champ got an interception down late in the first half. You think maybe they got a little bit of momentum, and then you come out and Nigeria takes the kickoff right back. I mean, it was close to 100. I don't know how far it was, but it was close.
If it wasn't 100, it was 99.6.
Right. But then that just sets the tone. I mean, from then on, that's just deflating. There ain't nothing you can do about it there.
Like you said, they got down. Then, you come out, you give your win-win for the Gipper halftime speech. Let's get a stop right here,
Right.
and we'll be right back on track. And that happens, and that kind of just bursts your bubble all the way.
Yeah.
The interception wasn't Quest's fault, though. That's my fault. I told him who to throw it to, and I shouldn't have. So
I
he's
saw it.
better than that. You remember that? That was my fault. He's
That's
better
how
than
he
that.
Came off. You
That's
said
my
throw it to
fault.
Mari next time.
That's my fault. So won't happen again, and that was my fault. But like you just said, those guys do a good job with their program. They do. It just the separation in athletes right there was just too much. We just got a little better athletes right now. At this point in our programs.
Yeah. Obviously, playoff game. It's a big score to have. You don't expect that all the time in the playoffs. But you did get to see some different things, and playing teams like that. Does it help you going into the next week, or is just because it's a totally different scheme that Massaponax has? They just have to forget about that game, move on to the next.
Yeah, it helps you. I mean, because you're competing. And like I said, those guys, John Champ, their guys fire off the ball, block. They give you their best, every play. So it helps. Going to the next week, I don't care if it's us playing John Champ, Colonial Forest playing Garfield, Patriot Hilton. Playoffs are playoffs. You lose or you go home. Don't matter who you playing. You got to prepare. Like I said, to tell my kids every week now, we got to prepare to be 1-0. Regardless who we playing, every team going to propose its own challenge. Massaponax is who they are, who they've always been. Their coach do a great job. They come with the option attack, and they do a good job with formations, try to get you out of position to defend them. They've been successful most of the time. And that's why I said, to be honest with you, I've been telling everybody, I feel like they made this the toughest region in all the playoffs.
Yeah.
You take Colonial Forge, who's every year state semifinalists, regional championship. Massaponax was in D5. Every year they in the final 8 teams competing. Us, we were state runners up. Then you take Patriot, Stonewall, who were in another region in the playoffs last year, and you put us all in one region. That's a tough region. So I don't care, whoever would come out this area, this region, gonna be battle tested throughout the playoffs, bro. Like, that's just a fact.
Yeah. But one thing I wanted to bring up I thought early on in the game, Marvin kind of set the tone early. I thought in the beginning of the game, he kind of set the tone defensively. But, you talked a little bit about the defense just being great the other night, but the way, they were not backing down from nothing coming out in that game. So, to start the game, what did you see? How did they perform for you?
Awesome. Marvin is a great energy guy for us. He's physical, he's athletic, he's quick, he does a great job, rushing the passer. He's doing an awesome job all year. He's picked off like 3 screen passes. Yeah. So he does a good job. But I just think our linebacker core as a whole, with now Jabril, who we were, bringing along, now he's a physical specimen out there. Yeah. At his height, his athletic ability, and then just physicality-wise, Cam and D just bring a different level of physicality to what we do. And, you got to ask your offensive guys to continue to go in there and run in the teeth of what we do well. Yeah. And, those guys do a good job. So this week could be a great challenge for our box. Then Keely, Rashawn, Jay Griff, our D-line is as advertised. So I think that's what I'm excited about. The matchup this week, we're going to see. We're going to line up what we feel is our wheelhouse versus what they feel is their wheelhouse, and running the football and doing that thing. And we're going to see, who give way. They proposed a little challenge. We got to be sound in our assignment football. Right. But the other thing is we're going to play fast. Like, we're not going to make this complicated. We're going to be fast and try to be violent at every point. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to crank it up another level with the physicality. So, we'll see how it goes.
So you don't, because of how much they run in their scheme, you want to make sure that you keep your pace of the game. You don't want to slow down and play their game. Of course not. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, they don't really go at a slow pace. They know huddle. Right. I mean, they're explosive in what they do, because if you don't take the right assignment, then the guy's running. So they're explosive in what they do, regardless. So you can't never say that they're not. You know what I mean? They propose their own challenges, and again, they're not going to slow down either. They go really fast at times,
Right.
and we're going to continue to be who we are offensively. It's just defensively what I mean. I don't want us thinking. I want us to play.
Right. Your corners, while they may not always get they may not get tested a lot this week just because the run they're going to have to be short tacklers. But, I mean, they played as well as you could ask somebody to play in that game on
Definitely,
front.
man. It's but our secondary is good. You know what I mean? It's a good secondary.
Yeah.
It's a good secondary. Yeah. And then when you get TJ back, it just gets a little better because he's so physical and athletic. So now, where you had Jason and Najee and then Amari, even Jaden Smith have been playing really well for us all year, that other corner spot. But we're just multiple.
Right.
And like you said, I'm sure they weren't used to us, we following their best guy playing man coverage.
Yeah.
Playing man coverage most of the time. And, every once in a while we might throw in a zone look like we did when Amari got the pick, just to keep you on your toes. But, those guys are up for the challenge. This week we propose a different challenge for them as far as getting off blocks and making tackles and doing some things like that. But, they'll be ready to go.
Yeah. Jabril picked up, he scooped the ball in the second half. That I still don't know how he got it so clean. Just he scooped it off the ground and went. But he just continues to get better too. I mean, we talk about Amari all the time, but he's continuing to get better all the time too. And Jason is, I don't know if there's a DB in the area that's as sure of a tackler as Jason is.
Again, he's good in coverage. He's good, like you said, in the box. Yeah. And I feel like that's what separates our DBs from a lot of guys. And that's at every level of football. If the people in the secondary making tackles, you got a good defense. Yeah. You watch Alabama, Clemson, all these teams, Ohio State, that's good defenses. When you catch a 5-yard hitch on them, they tackle you. It's a 5-yard hitch. You watch another college team, he go to guy catching a 5-yard hitch, breaking the tackle, now he running.
Yeah.
So even as you get to the highest level, the teams that secondary tackle well usually got the best defenses.
Yeah.
And, and we trying to mimic that. And like you said, Jason is one of those, he got defensive all-purpose player, first team, and he's multiple. He can line up in the box. He can line up back. He can do a multitude of things on the defensive side of the ball. So he makes us versatile.
But now, I would say there was some stuff that started going on during the game. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to say it. It always comes back like it's y'all doing something.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know how. It's frustrating for me to watch because I spend a lot of time around y'all. So I know the difference, but it gets frustrating to me to hear and see a lot of stuff that goes on. So I know it's got to frustrate you.
It don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It don't because, again, we doing football the right way at the highest level we can. The thing about it is, think about this: Miami Hurricanes, Alabama now, Ohio State. If you're winning, people gonna feel some type of way about you doing it, how you doing it, or whatever the case may be. We're not. I don't even like saying that because we're not doing nothing abnormal. We're just enjoying it, having a good time.
Yeah.
That's it. Again, we don't do anything extracurricular. We're not out there, picking fights or nothing like that. We play with emotions. And as you saw, even when down, we are the same team.
Absolutely.
We don't change, win, lose, or draw. We're the same team, and we'll continue to be that way. Again, like you said, it's about success. Right. People say that about Duke. They say about, UConn girls basketball. Everybody that's winning, somebody got an issue with it. So take it in stride, focus on the next.
Yeah, because if you're mad, people dance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but what you got a bunch of teenage guys who are successful, having fun, and they're up in a playoff game. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? And I love it. I love seeing it because it shows you that they're happy, they're invested in the game, and they want to go for it. And that's why I told you the other day, Amari dances the whole game.
Yeah.
Quest dances the whole game, so it's not like it's only when you're up big, something like that. You're not showing anybody up. It's just that's what they do. That's how they keep loose.
And that's it. It's a thing as a coach, as a teacher, you got to find ways to reach young people,
right,
and make it enjoyable to them. I don't care what it is, football, classroom. You got to find ways to reach young people, and makes things enjoyable for them as much as you can. So that's it. Again, we with all due respect, we like I said, nothing outlandish is going on. Guys just enjoying themselves, having a good time. No worries about that.
Yeah. Ain't nobody swinging the helmet at nobody.
Yes, none of that.
It's great to see, and you see the joy on their faces too after the game. You see how happy they are, just the success, and they talk about being together for these 4 years. That's important to your senior class, and it shows in how they play.
Of course.
We talked a little bit about Massaponax moving forward, but is there anything that you've seen from them that's a little different from years past?
No, not really. They still the same blue collar, get after it group that they always been. You know, they try not to make mistakes and hurt themselves. You know, they always had a good program. I don't see nothing different, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they do what they do, and that's allowed them to be successful over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't really see nothing new, honestly, because you know, I remember I played them for 6 years at Forge. Then my first 2 years here, we played them. So I didn't see them a long time. So, you know, same stuff, honestly. It's just, you know, 1 year, you know, the fullback may be better or the two wings may be special. The quarterback may be special. It differs. You know, this year I feel like the quarterback's the best person back there. But, you know, they always got guys at that school, always. Now,
just because of where they are, where you are, do you see a lot of those guys growing up, like through youth league and stuff like that? You see some of those guys?
Sometimes. You know, shout out my man Taheem. He was here. Played for me in youth league. Now he's there. He's number 9 for them, plays outside linebacker or something. So, you know guys. You know, especially me with the youth. Like, I may not have, I've seen them at some point. We've crossed paths, whether it was 7-on-7 circuit, youth league, whatever. So, you know, you see some of the kids. You know some of the parents of the kids, all that.
You just brought up 7-on-7. Like, how much does I'm not just talking about Massaponax, but in general, how much does it help you? Like, how much can you get from watching them on 7-on-7?
Who?
Any player. Like, how much can you take away? Like, moving into high school season, if you're like, yeah, I saw him at 7-on-7. How much can you get from that? Obviously, it's a totally different type of football.
It depends on the position. Sometimes at quarterback, 7-on-7 a lot to you because the guy look awesome. Because he don't got to worry about getting hit. And then when he got to worry about getting hit, he's not the same guy. DB, receiver, even receiver can lie to you because some guys know they're not going to get hit. But usually if you got a DB that's pretty good in 7-on-7, he's pretty good in general. And again, I'm speaking on what we do as playmakers, travel 7-on-7. I don't feel like it'd be as instrumental in as much as a plus if we were just going to local stuff. Like I told you, bro, we go play against the best players from North Carolina, the best players from Virginia Beach that play Mach 1 and Honchos, and the best players in Delaware on one team. It's a different type of level of competition going on, and it's a different atmosphere. So, as you see with Mari and Quest and all our receivers, we stole a whole year. You can't tell me we can't be confident in what we're doing throwing the football against our weekly opponents when we just did it versus the best players from everywhere on the East Coast and did it at a high level. And, you know, again, so it just gives you confidence and you like to see it. You like to see the decision making. But again, sometimes 7-on-7 can lie to you now. A lot of guys look good running around in shirts and shorts. And then when them pads come on, they're different dude. But the competition that it brings out and the competitive nature is what we do it for. We just like going against the best, and like iron sharpens iron. I remember the first 7-on-7 tournament Mari did. He was getting jammed out of bounds. You see what I'm saying? It's different. You're not gonna get that if you go play local. They're not gonna walk up there and try that. You go to this tournament, this dude like, yo, I'm Mr. Everything from Philly. I'm gonna give you what you want. So you get a different level, different atmosphere. So again, we wouldn't substitute it for the world. There's some other guys that do it. Like, you know, I got my group, Playmakers, Jawan, them got a group, Metro, and DJ got a group, Beast Mode. So, you know, if guys don't play for me, they play for the other guys. You know what I mean? And sometimes all our guys, we'll all play together. Like if I'm not going somewhere, my guys will go with them. If they're not going, they'll send guys with me. So, you know, It's nothing like it from a competitive standpoint. Nothing you could do like it, simulate it, nothing.
Yeah, it's just getting extra work.
Yep.
So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you like 7-on-7 as much as you do, just because you're a physical talking dude.
Yep.
So I'm surprised that you like 7-on-7 as much as you do.
I see the importance in it.
Yeah.
Like, and then you talk to all these college coaches, they telling you the same thing. The
Really?
high school quarterbacks is coming in more ready than ever now. Receivers too, releases, getting open, because that's come such a big thing.
Yeah.
So it's some things that you get tired of. See, this is the trap I don't fall into. When we go to a lot of these tournaments, people got the best players. They play man-to-man coverage.
Yeah.
Press you in your face. 2 safeties over top. I'm there with, mainly our kids, some other kids, and we run everything. We run zone. We run everything because I'm keeping the ultimate goal in mind.
Right.
I'm not just coming out there playing man-to-man every single play.
Right.
Because we're not going to do that in a year. We're going to do it some. We're not going to do it every play. With other people, it's just an all-star team, so they're like, okay, we're just going to play man all the way across the board, every play versus every formation. So, it challenges you. But for us, that's not always the most productive thing. So where you think I wouldn't like it, you like it because, like you said, you can see the growth. Like you said, look at Mark. What did he do before this year and last year?
Right.
That's what he did.
Yeah. Now, are there things that you learn in 7-on-7 that you can take? Not just routes and things like that, but is there anything you could take to bring into the high school season?
Yeah, of course. You learn stuff, you pick up formations, you see things that work and things that don't work.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. You watch anything good lately?
Nah, man, I've been on the Titans. I finished that, and now Disney Plus, the Mandalorian. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
You like that dude, all right?
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's
good. I was gonna ask you about that next.
That's tight.
All right. Well, I'll let you get out of here. I was late today, so I'll let you get out of here.
You know what it is? Family.
Good.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
All right, bro.
All day night, on the goal line, off this thing, this thing, let's score line, let's score line.
Yeah.